The South African Association of Freight Forwarders is calling for a resolution between unions and Transnet to resolve wage talks and maintain supply chains. This comes after Transnet employees embarked on an unprotected strike after the freight rail hiked salaries from 1.5% to 3%. For more on the story, we're joined by Freight Forwarders CEO, Dr. Juanita Maree. Dr. Maree, a pleasure to have you on the program this evening. Firstly, tell us, what impact is the ongoing impasse between Transnet and unions causing on the South African economy?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to give you a bit of insight from our side. Is that the merchandise that we import and export, the value is about 8 billion a day. And we handle between 8,000 to 9,000 containers through our 9 ports on a daily basis. So if we do have a strike and a full strike on Monday, it means that we can stop the inflow and the outflow of cargo. And it cannot come at a more, let's say, worse timing. It's not a good time to have a strike in the supply chain.
Now, interesting also is that you've warned of the unintended consequences of the port strikes, that it will be far worse than our energy crisis if left unattended. Now, the shock to our economy could not have come at a worse time, like you've elaborated so far.
Yeah, because we in South Africa is an open economy, and we rely on import and export, and specifically export. So in that, we support the mining sector, the pharmaceutical, the chemical, the automotive industry. And if we do have a strike, then it means the equipment cannot move out of the port, and that will have devastating effects. I mean, for an example, there's medical equipment that needs to go to the different hospitals to probably save some lives. There is explosive stuff to go to the mining industry to make sure that we can mine. There's chemical that needs to go to the water industry. So if we have a strike, we stop the raw material or the components, for that matter, to go to the supply chain and to go to the different sectors. So the unintended consequences is, I don't think anyone can calculate that.
Now, it would seem that neither Transnet nor Labour seem to understand the full extent of the damage that this may cause.
I don't think they do, and it's a pity. Maybe they're so captured in the power struggle and who's going to win the strike or what's going to be the bargaining, that they forget about our total economy. And that is for us not a good state. It's for us very severe, because if we don't have the supply chains and we don't portray to the outside world that we have a brand promise for South Africa, for the export market, we will pay the prices in the years to come. And we can already see that people don't want to invest in South Africa because we're not for them a stable country. And that is not good for jobs and for growth.
Let's take that further. I mean, this is not helpful against the backdrop of low growth, the high unemployment in the country, and also the rising cost of living. It also leaves this a catastrophic situation if unattended. This situation then requires decisive, if not urgent, action now.
It does, and for us it's surprising. I'm not sure, maybe, as I said earlier, it could be a lack of understanding, it could be a lack of the linkages to the other sectors that's not fully comprehended. We don't know, but for us this is actually worse than the energy crisis, because if we allow the ports to strike, and not that we say they're not satisfied with salary increase, but the unintended consequences to me, you and themselves as the end user is you cannot express it. Words fail to express the impact.
But as an association, what message are you trying to send across to help resolve this impasse?
We, in the last week, we are in various consultation groups and discuss it with the government amongst our different sectors. I think mainly what we currently do is not, because we cannot go to the water side, the terminal and the rail evacuation, but we can try to bring an awareness and tell them, are you sure you know what you're busy doing? Because that's all what we can do. As I said, we're not the government. We can't tell government what to do. We can only raise the awareness and give some insights and produce some statistics, what we have done in terms of what is the job losses and what is the growth. That's all what we can do. And I think other than that, we can pray for some insights and some logic and some sanity to prevail.
That was Juanita Maree, the CEO of the South African Association of Freight Forwarders, of course giving us their view there on that ongoing impasse between Transnet as well as workers.